Welcome to another episode of Mastering La Vida. I am so excited to introduce you guys to my special guest for today. She teaches psychology of communication at the University of Verona in Italy. She is the CEO and president of CREA, European Youth Group, an organization that coordinates activities for the promotion of European youth. She is a European teacher trainer at Raise Up, a European organization based in Padova, Italy, and Ireland. She freelances intercultural education researches working with different non-governmental organizations in Europe. And she still has spare time to create a woman's recreation center. Yes, the House of Butterflies, a house located in Slovenia, where she offers retreats to empower women from different backgrounds and cultures. She is Dr. Katherine Armstrong. Welcome to Mastering La Vida, Katherine.
Thank you, Sully, for inviting me here. I am super excited to discuss this very important topic that it's very close to my heart. So I appreciate you having me as your guest.
Awesome. So let's go ahead and start with the conversation.
Okay.
I know, I'm sorry if we're laughing a little bit. It's just that it's actually, my first time interviewing another woman, and sometimes you can feel a little intimidated.
No.
Okay, so the number one question I have for you, and I'm going to try to make this more natural. I don't want to sound like robotic. I want our conversations to go as flow as possible. But what do you think, what really makes a woman empowered?
Well, it's actually something that she feels within, like, does she feel powerful, strong? Does she feel that she can make her own choices? And that she's free to decide what to do and not going to be judged on that. So it's more of an within feeling.
Like an internal feeling that you have that you are empowered.
Exactly. So whenever you feel that you can make a choice and not going to be judged for that, then that's how you know you are empowered.
So how can a woman empower herself? Like if someone is not feeling that way, how can you? I know a lot of women wants to get to that point where they actually feel empowered because we're looking for that, especially now these days. But how can you actually achieve that in a successful way?
Yes, I always suggest for women in particular to set goals for their lives. So whenever you have a goal in mind, you have an objective, then you can work towards choices for the future that are going to help you achieve those goals. So setting goals is number one thing, focusing on those goals. Also making sure that you make healthy choices in regards to your own life, like exercising, eating healthy, setting time for yourself. All those things are going to help us be in control of our own lives, so that nobody has to control our lives.
Okay. So those tips are the ones that you will recommend setting goals. Is this something that it needs to be done monthly or daily, or would you prefer to go yearly? I know a lot of people by this time will be creating a list with things that they want to do for the new year.
Yes. Well, it depends on the goals that you have. And there are many, many ways to be empowered. You can be socially empowered, economically empowered, politically empowered, but I'm focusing more on the psychological part. So if your goals are to accomplish some educational level that you want, so you're going to set the time frame that you want for that. So I want to be in the next 4 years, I want to get a degree or a diploma or a certificate in such things. So I set the time, and then I think about how am I going to do that? How I'm going to structure this time that I'm going to do. Or maybe a woman wants to be a mother soon. So when do I want to? Even though most of the times it happens when it's supposed to happen.
Yeah.
But at least you have an idea of what do you want to do. Okay. So that's important, so that things don't come to your life randomly. You have a plan.
What about like unrealistic plans? Because you know how we are. I consider myself to be very unrealistic sometimes. I will set up goals for things that I know I'm not going to be able to accomplish within the time frame that I set them out for. And I think about sometimes like I'm going to do this time frame because it's going to push me to get to the goal. But when I hit the time and I haven't finished, it's a little disappointed. And you can actually hit back and say, oh, maybe I didn't, but some people don't get to the point where you realize they just let it go and never go back to that goal.
Yes. Well, you said the right word, realistic. You have to set goals that are realistic, something that you can achieve. They call it smart goals because it's something that is specific. So you have to be very clear about what you have to do, something you can measure, something that you can attain. And so you have to make sure that this thing, and it's okay if you don't accomplish, because it could be that along the way you figure out that's not for me. So it's okay to change your goals as long as it's your choice, because that's what an empowered woman does, make choices about her own life. Doesn't mean that you cannot hear people around you who are trying to empower you or encourage you, but it's your choice at the end.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Great.
What is your opinion on what social media is capable to do to us women? Because I know that, how watching other women succeed and can actually affect our mental health, because we're seeing, if I'm a woman and I'm seeing, oh, look at all these people doing all these things. And I'm like, what am I doing? So like, how can you help in that sense where social media, it's part of our lives now. We can't just scratch it. It's there. It's not going anywhere, but we still have to look out and try to do better, but it can affect people.
Yes, it can affect people, but it all depends on whether you are empowered or not. Because if you're an empowered person, social media can help you get inspiration to do other things. If you see a woman who is successful, you might say, I would like to know what she's doing to be successful. But if you're not empowered because you lack confidence, then everything is going to be a threat. Okay. So it depends on where you are. And if you feel that something a woman is doing is a threat, then that means you have to evaluate how you feel about yourself. Okay. Because social media, it's a tool, but it could be a dangerous tool if I am not at the right place.
So in order to be an empowered woman, you need to be in the right place. You need to work on yourself first. Yes. In order to be able to be an empowered woman.
Yes. You know that you are empowered if you love yourself, even if you know what your flaws are. Okay. Sometimes we might see a woman that she looks like, oh, I got it all together.
Many.
And you feel, and you think they have it all together. But if you see that they are always trying to get in, affirmation from other people, maybe they're not all that confident because they don't realize that they also have flaws.
But don't we all have flaws?
We all have flaws. So we should be aware that we have them and love ourselves even with those flaws.
It's hard because in these days, we see so many things, so many beautiful women in Instagram showing how beautiful and perfect bodies they have. And we're all looking to perfect ourselves, to make ourselves look like those women, It's hard to be living in these days with so much to see, all these people traveling. I love traveling, and I will be one of those persons who's posting pictures of I'm in the mountain and I'm loving life. But at the same time, there are other people who wish they had the opportunity I'm having of living in Italy or being in a mountain doing those things. So it takes a little bit of gratitude on my part to be grateful for what I have and what I'm able to experience. But at the same time, how can I empower other women in that sense of like, come on, you can do this too. Like, because in my sense, I want all of them to do the same things I'm doing.
Right. Well, you said an important word, gratitude. So if we encourage women to be grateful for what they have, when you are happy with what you have, you're not going to always be willing to have something else. And it's okay to be ambitious, but first be happy with what you have. Then work hard to get things that you want. And we go back to setting goals. If I want to travel, then I can set goals. I can save money every month, to travel. Maybe I'm not going to travel like the person on the Instagram or wherever that they are posting every day something, but that's their life, and mine, it's different. So it starts with being grateful for what we have and then working hard towards the goals that we set.
I said also that something that I wanted to mention was how all of these articles of degrading women online can affect, sometimes we don't think about clicking an article about, movie stars or people that are famous and then they're degrading women, but you still want to read it, you know, like, oh, J-Lo break up with this guy. Oh, I'm going to go read it because, because I'm interested on her life, because I like how she looks. Or like, we don't realize how bad it is by clicking these articles, but it is a negativity that exists. And I think if we continue clicking on those articles, it's actually helping the writers of these articles get more popularity, you know, and we don't think about this. It's been recently since I started thinking about this and stopped myself from clicking in those little articles, those little gossiping that are going around, because I know it's nothing good. It's not doing anything good, but and somehow I'm putting my time and energy to it.
Exactly. Well, again, it goes back to how empowered you are. If you use the media to see what other people are doing with their lives, that's not being empowered. You go and look for inspiration. So if you need to see how someone's life is being damaged, that's not using social media in a positive way. So it always goes back to, how am I feeling? Am I empowered or am I not?
I agree. But it took me, for example, myself, it took me a while to see that I was doing something wrong.
Yeah, well, because then everybody's talking. It's not only on media. Then they will tell you, oh, did you see that? Yeah. This person is doing that. And then you're curious and you want to go see what it is. So, you know, once you experience that, why am I going to shame another woman? Yeah. Then you're like, I don't care. You know, I don't care about this. This is her life.
How do you personally deal with jealousy? Because I'm jealous of a lot of people. Yeah. And I think that's a natural feeling. I just feel like the way you approach to jealousy, and that's something I've been working on myself for the last year. And it have completely changed the way I talk to other women, completely changed the way that I see them, because I learned how to control my jealousy. But how do you do it? And what tips would you give to other women about how to deal with their jealousy?
Right. Okay. When we talk about jealousy, I think about in two parts. The first part is when I am jealous, how do I deal with that? And the first thing, I always go back to gratitude. Okay. Am I happy with my life? And if I'm not, go back to the source. Okay. Why am I jealous of this woman or these women in general? That means there is something in my life that I'm not grateful for, okay? I have to recognize this feeling, because sometimes we don't know that we're jealous. So we have to think, why am I feeling this? And what is it? And then name it. Jealousy. Jealousy comes from not being confident about something, okay? So if I'm not confident, then I need to find out why I'm not confident. It's always about self-searching. A feeling of jealousy is something within. So we externalize it and we think, and we hate this woman because she is so pretty or she's so perfect. But it's something about myself that I'm not content with. So this is what I have to do. Learn to love yourself, because if you love yourself, you know that, yeah, that woman is beautiful, but so am I. You know, I have good things.
Our own beauties.
Yes, exactly. Push yourself harder. Sometimes we're jealous of the woman that has a perfect figure, but then I'm on the couch all day, you know? Or she has it all together. She traveled, but maybe she works really hard and I don't, you know? So why am I going to be jealous of someone who is working hard and then I think I deserve all this, but I'm not doing anything to do it? So work hard to get what you want, not what other people has. And consider jealousy like a source of change. Not because I have to change for the others, but because if I'm jealous, it means I'm not happy with something. So it will be an excuse for change.
I think jealousy also could be a turnaround for you to realize, maybe if you're jealous of this woman that has it all together, it's because you really want to have it together. Exactly.
So that's what I mean. It has to be a self-searching. Why am I jealous about this? And then the second part about jealousy is when people are jealous of me, how do I deal with that?
That's a good one.
First of all, I think you don't have to make apologies for who you are or what you do. You know, sometimes we're like, you know, I don't want to make people feel bad, but why? This is me.
I'm not going to wear makeup this night because nobody else is wearing makeup.
No, you are who you are. And so don't make apologies. Don't try to go down.
Put my heels and my lashes on.
Exactly. And don't retaliate. Like if somebody is gossiping about you because they're jealous, don't do the same, because then you're going down to her level. And maybe try to remind the envious person about their strengths and their successes. Yeah. Support, that's how you can empower that woman that is jealous of you to do things for herself so that she doesn't have to feel like that.
Beautiful. What would you think are some characteristics of empowered woman?
A self of confidence. When you see that woman that walks in a room and everybody's going to look at her. Everybody's going to look at her. And it doesn't mean because she's like perfectly beautiful. It's just her presence, her confidence, that she knows she's there and she's going to learn. Confidence doesn't mean I know it all. It means that I am a woman. I'm a smart woman that I'm always learning and always improving myself. So her presence, how well presented, if she's groomed and clean and take care of herself in general. If she's approachable and personal, like if you feel comfortable close to her and talking, that she smile. And that doesn't mean you have to smile to everybody, but do you feel warmth when you're close to a woman? Some women they look all together, but they're not approachable. Women cannot go close to them. So that doesn't show that you are empowered. It shows that you want to prove a point to somebody else. Okay. So yeah, I would say those are like some of the main characteristics. Someone that is open, that you don't intimidate other people.
I think you feel very comfortable when you find this woman. Like you can have deep conversations with them and not feel intimidated by them either.
Exactly. Because this woman who's empowered, she's not going to judge you. She's going to encourage you. She's going to empower you. So you should be able to feel good close to a woman who's empowered.
So can you give us some practical ways to empower women?
Sure. How much time I have? Well, there's a lot of things we can do as women to encourage other women. We can compliment them, but not always about their physical appearance. Compliment their mind, their soul, the way they behave with other people. Because, we live in a world that is all about superficial things. The image, but we want to go deeper, like we said, confidence, it's what shows if we are empowered. So let's go to inside of a woman's personality and compliment them on that. Validate a woman's self-expression. Just because we're women or we share the same gender doesn't mean we're gonna think the same about everything, and sometimes when we speak to men, we feel like they don't listen to us.
Totally.
Right? And so why are we going to do the same to women? Like maybe before I express my thought that is contradicting another woman that I'm speaking to, validate her. Like say, yes, I think that's a very smart expression, or that's a very smart reflection on the topic. I think in a different way, but that you're showing that you are listening to that person, so that they don't leave you feeling the same way they live when they speak to a man, that's another thing. Also, when a woman expresses something about their life that is maybe that they are very vulnerable, telling you something, praise them for their bravery, because sharing your life is not easy. And sometimes some people share their story and they are judged. And so we should compliment them from being brave and sharing stories. I've heard many women sharing stories with me about losing babies or struggles in marriage and stuff like that. It takes a lot of courage to say that. Imagine if we leave them with nothing. It's like, I took all this courage to tell you something and you give me nothing. Mm-hmm. So praise them for being so brave to share the story. Also because their stories might help other women. Offer them support whenever they need it. Support, including women who look strong, because sometimes we want to help people who look like they need help, but it's usually the stronger women that also need support because nobody offers them.
Yeah, we all need support.
We all need support. Yeah. Exactly. What else?
I know you have a daughter, and I know you work to empower her all the time because I've seen it.
Yes.
What are your tips for those mothers that have daughters and are working to create a new generation of women who are going to be brave, who are not going to be focused just on their beauty? Because I see that you do that with your daughter, and I also pay attention to it because I only have boys, so I don't have to go through this, but I see how you do it. And I have a lot of friends that have daughters and could probably, and a lot of listeners that could probably benefit from the things that you're doing right now with her.
Yes, I try to look at her interest and nurture their interest. You know, a lot of people tell her, "Oh, you're so beautiful. Oh, I love your hair. Oh,
That's
I love
me."
And that's fine. You know, like we all like to hear that we are physically beautiful, but I try to physically beautiful also. But I try to also compliment her all the time on her inner parts. I would tell her, "You're very sweet. You're very gentle. I like the way you talk to other people," so that she sees that those things are also important and that people value them. Of course, I cannot control what people outside tell her, but sometimes she would tell me, "Mommy, I'm beautiful, right?" And I say, "Yes, but you're also very smart and very sweet. And you like to work hard and you like to help people." Okay, so that she can see that I value both or everything the
all
same.
of her.
Yeah, exactly. And so, it's not easy. It's not easy because that's the society we live in. That we look at the superficial part first, of course, but it takes consistency, work on that, realize that if you work on a child's self-esteem, then they're going to grow up to be strong
and confident.
Yeah, strong and confident.
Definitely. She's already.
Yes, she is.
She's very confident.
But she's sometimes shy, you know, which is okay. You know, like she knows whenever she feels comfortable with people, then she's confident and strong-willed. She's strong-willed, for sure.
I know.
I want to say something else about the tips for... that you asked me how to live an empowered life. Like, talk about sex. You know, we never are allowed to talk about sex. And this is an important part of being an empowered woman.
I was just talking about sex this morning with my neighbor.
Okay, see, that is really important because we never talk about this. Okay, we're women empowered. We can work. We have the workplace. We have the community, the family, and everything. What about our sex lives? We should be able to talk about sex with confidence, not being judged or not being called a slut because I'm talking about sex or what I want or what I need. You know, and that's a very important thing about empowerment.
I think sex and menopause. We should talk more about menopause too.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. We have to talk about those things. That's another podcast.
All right, you guys hear it. She's coming back.
And one more thing, share information that is beneficial. Sometimes we know something that might help other women, but we want to keep it only for ourselves. Share it. I don't know, if I found this beautiful restaurant, share it. If I found this vacation place, share information. This hair salon, all the benefits that you have.
We can all be beautiful together.
Yes, exactly.
Externally and internally.
Or I found this product that helps me with, I don't know.
Weight loss.
Exactly. And it works magically. Share it.
Share it, Katherine. So I want to know I know you have this beautiful house because I had the opportunity to be in this house not too long ago. It's a house in Slovenia. You call it the House of Butterflies. And you started this movement to empower other women. What generated that idea and this willingness to do all this?
Well, it started with another woman. I met this woman in Finland. She was from Poland, and she shared with us this house that she has with her daughter, well, her entire family. And they bring families to her house. It's a farmhouse. And they spend a week with families doing farm work with the families all the time. And I love the idea. And originally I wanted to do that with families. But then I went to Costa Rica where my hometown is. And I met my girlfriends, like my all-time girlfriends. And we find out that we are not ourselves because we spend so much time with our families and our jobs, and we forgot about our friendship, our things that made us. So we went on a trip for a weekend, and we had so much fun, and we felt again like we were us again. And I'm like, what if women had this opportunity to do once in a while? What if they had a weekend where they have a road trip and spend time together and have fun, just them, not with their families? Because we always go on vacation with our families, but we seldom have opportunities to go alone with our friends. So that's why I decided to change and not do it with families, but only women. So in the spring, there's a lot of butterflies that come to the house. And I thought, that's what I want. I want women to be like butterflies, and butterflies go through stages. So I want women to do that. It doesn't matter where they are. They might be a little caterpillar. They might be in a little cocoon, or they might already be butterflies. But something will still change and transform in their lives, I hope, beautiful. When they come here.
How is it going with everything, with the movement? Has there been any empowerment? Have you seen it with your own eyes?
Well, I have different groups coming to the house, and just the experience, not just for them, even for me, it has changed my life. Each group of women brings something different. I've seen these women come like very shy the first day and then go, and their friendship is like stronger. Some of them just get together for this trip. They might have not been friends before, but when they leave, they are definitely friends because they share a room together. They travel together. We go hiking. We help each other. And so that's what I want. A place where women can be able to talk, be free, have fun, just build memories that they can keep with them forever.
I've seen the house by myself, but I can't wait to see it with all of the women in there, because I'm going there.
Yes. And then we're going to include this spring, we're going to include yoga.
Yes.
Because I also want to build in something that helps women growth internally, not just the physical part, but also.
And you're working in your yoga certification at the moment.
Yes. So I want to be able to incorporate that in there. A lot of women, I'm a psychologist, so I care about mental health, and so I know that's going to be an addition.
I know, because first time she met me, she was she was testing me, putting me to test in psychology. I was like, what's going on?
Not on purpose.
So I know you and we've been working on a couple of ideas to empower women. Those ideas are turning into projects. And I am so grateful for the opportunity life has given me by being able to collaborate with you. But how do you know you were able to trust me? Were there any signs that other women should be looking for whenever they are meeting new women in their paths, in their lives?
Okay. It's not that I knew, but I had this gut feeling, because I saw you and I thought you look very determined. You had your own life. You have your own podcast. You have your own YouTube channel you create. And so I'm like, if I see a woman that is strong, I don't see, there's not going to be competition. She has her own thing going on. So she's not going to be jealous. She's not going to be trying to get the spotlight from anybody, because she already has her own spotlight.
I love the spotlight.
But you have your own, and I keep my own. That's the thing. If I see a woman that is confident, then there's nothing to be afraid of.
So is that what other women should be looking for? Like, let's say I'm an empowered woman, right? Mm-hmm. And I meet other women. I'm usually, because, I'm not a psychologist. So I'm not able to, I can see signs, but I'm not really going to full know. And I think that's what you did too, right? When we went to Slovenia together, you were like, let's see how this goes.
That's what life is about. It's like, even if I'm a psychologist, it's not like I can read inside your brain, I still need to see you in different contexts. I need to see how you act, how you, in different events, in different situations. So like I said, it was not on purpose that this trip happened. I actually wanted to go with you to this house. But, it was an opportunity for me to see things. So maybe that is the thing that we have to do. We always have to be on the look, pay attention to things, pay attention to how is this woman behaving. It doesn't mean that you only have to go out with women who are empowered, because we are here to empower each other. So if you see a woman who's not empowered, help her. But, if you're going to work with someone, that you need to be side to side, then it's probably better that you have someone who's strong, or that you can help grow together to do things, so that there's no, the backstabbing that sometimes happens.
Happens a lot. Yeah, I know a lot of women out there are afraid of opening their whole life or telling them, vulnerable things that I will probably not share with everyone, because you're afraid of that person's going to betray you or do you wrong. So sometimes it's hard for other women to start a new friendship. And I think that that's really important, because we should be open to new friendships. We should be able to meet other people, and give ourselves opportunities, because we're never going to know unless you meet this person. Now, if you meet this person and it didn't turn out good, at least you give yourself a chance.
Right. And it's always try. And you're right. If you don't want to share things right away, you should not be sharing your life with everybody anyways. But once you're building that trust, and it takes time, sometimes, because women, we have this sixth sense, right? We have intuition. So sometimes we can feel when you can trust someone, but sometimes our intuition might fail us, and we overshare too soon. So take your time to share with people, share things, see how that works. Share things that you can share, and then see how that works. And it's a building relation. It's a relationships are like that. You build, and then over time, if this person you can trust everything or not. And then living together, you're gonna live new things that are secrets.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's awesome. I think that was all the questions we have. I don't know if you want to add anything else. I mean, anything I haven't asked you that you would like to let my listeners know about?
Well, no, I only want to say, we are strong. We're strong. Women are strong, but we have been socialized to be separate. Or if we're together, we have to be the same. And I remember the video we watched about this lady.
It was a TED Talk.
Yeah. We are socialized to be all the same. And if somebody tries to go up, then she's being isolated. So what if we unite our strength? We're going to be stronger. We don't have to be the weakest gender. But the reason we are right now in society is because we are separated. We don't empower each other. And the moment we start doing that, we are going to rule this world. Because right now, in our homes, who's the stronger person? We are. We take care of everything. In the jobs.
I'm just hearing Beyonce on the back.
No, it's true. In our jobs, when women are given the opportunity, they go to the top. They do. The problem is that we're not given the opportunity. So imagine if we empower each other. Most of the times that the problems I had in my job were because of other women, not because of men. And we keep saying, men are not giving an opportunity. No, it's women who are not giving opportunity to other women. So be happy when you see another woman succeeding, because that she is leading your way to success. You know, if a woman is going to the top, that means you can go right behind her.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's why I'm right next to you, so I can go, go with you.
That's what I'm here. That's what I'm here too. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. This was a great interview. Thank you so much for coming over and taking the time on your very busy December schedule. Because a part of that, she also sings and she also have all these things going on. So I am very grateful for you being here tonight. I mean, today. This morning.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I really enjoyed this conversation and I was excited to have it and I'm excited we did it.
All right. That's all for today, guys. And I'll see you all on the next episode. Oh, by the way, we're going to have this episode in Spanish because Dr. Katherine Armstrong also speaks Spanish and Italian. I didn't promise an Italian one because I'm not there yet. But we are going to have this episode in Spanish for all of our Spanish listeners.
Great.
So,
nos vemos.
Bye.